you guys? It's your girl Diana back at you with another YouTube video. A couple of weeks ago, I did a video sharing what I thought were the worst Pokemon in each and every single category that I could think of off the top of my head, and the people have spoken. Y'all wanted a part 2 with who I thought were the worst human characters in each of the categories that I could think of off the top of my head once again. So here's your part 2. If you're new here, make sure you give this video a thumbs up so we can push this out into the YouTube algorithm for all the other Pokemon fans so we can all vibe and hang out together. And if you're new here and you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button because I make all kinds of Pokemon content, video game content, anime content, all kinds of fun stuff. So feel free to join the Pokingdom, hang out with me. All my socials are listed down below as well, but let's hop into who I think are the worst human characters in each category for the Pokemon series. Let's go.
Bye.
It only seems right that I start off with who I think is the worst rival and then work my way up through the ranks to who is the worst champion. And remember, like in the first video, these are all strictly my opinions based on my preferences. Please feel free to leave your opinions in the comments because I'm curious to see if we are on the same page here or if you think I completely missed the mark. So leave your opinions in the comments. But in my personal opinion, the worst rival out of all of the games has to be Trace. So Trace is your rival in the Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee games. He's basically supposed to be the equivalent to Blue in the original Red and Blue games, since the Let's Go games are remakes of the Gen 1 games. But here is the thing, is I don't think that Trace even comes close to holding a candle to Blue, which in my opinion, Blue is the best rival in the Kanto region. If you look up Trace's description online, he is literally written as a cowardly person, which I agree because I think he's a coward and he's weak, and he's just an overall really forgettable character. I feel like nobody ever really talks about him or remembers him. He's just kind of lost in time. So for those reasons, for him being weak, for him being forgettable, and for him not even coming close to Blue, he has to be the worst rival in my opinion. Now when it comes to the worst gym leader in my opinion, I have to go with the mother-son duo Melanie and Gordy in the Sword and Shield games. They are version exclusive, so you either fight one or the other depending on the version of the game that you get. If you have Sword, you go up against Gordy, who is a rock type gym leader, and if you have Shield, you go up against Melanie, who is an ice type gym leader. So the reason I am giving them the lovely title of worst gym leaders out of all the other gym leaders is because they are the most forgettable in my opinion. When it comes to their design, I don't really remember what they look like until I look them up online, and since they are version exclusive, since they don't really stand out to me design-wise, team-wise, or personality-wise, it just makes it all the more easy for me to forget them, since if I don't play one of the other games, I don't even see them in general. So personally, I just think that they're a little bit bland, they're forgettable, and their teams weren't all that great either. Moving on to who I think is the worst out of all of the Elite Four members would have to be Flint. And I'm specifically referring to when he was introduced in the original Diamond and Pearl games. Now realistically, it probably wasn't his fault that I think he's the worst. There wasn't enough fire types in the Sinnoh region at the time when he was introduced in Diamond and Pearl, so he really ended up with only a Rapidash and an Infernape, and then the other Pokemon on his team were like random types. So for that reason, I think that he unfortunately gets the title of the worst Elite Four member, even though it probably wasn't his fault. And to wrap everything up, the worst champion out of all the games in my opinion may ruffle some feathers since he is so well loved by a lot of people, especially in the Pokemon Journeys anime, and it would have to be Leon. You would think with all the love and hype that Leon gets that he would literally be on the same level as best girl Cynthia, but he's just a really weak champion in my opinion. I literally had no issues going up against him in Sword and Shield, and I personally wish that his ace wasn't a Charizard, since Charizard has been such an overused Pokemon throughout the entire lifespan of the games. I like his personality, I like his design, I just wish they would have made him a little bit tougher of a champion to go up against, and I wish that they would have given him an ace that wasn't from the Kanto region and had given him one from his respective Galar region. So there you have it, those are my worst picks for each of the human categories in the Pokemon games. Let me know what your opinions are in the comments. Like I said, I want to hear, I'm curious, let's start up a conversation and let me know what other videos you guys want to see from me because I like making videos that you guys like to watch and of course that I like to make. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Have a good one. Bye.